Okay, so in this video, I'm going to actually do a little walkthrough of how to actually set up the campaign step by step. So I'm inside an ad account here in the campaign tab. So I'm going to start by clicking on create. Okay, and we're going to select the conversion. And I'm going to name this campaign Nursing Example. Great, so I'm going to choose to optimize for the lead pixel. So remember that you need to have your pixel placed. You can do that by, when you set up the campaign, it'll prompt you to place your pixel. So it'll actually give you the pixel to copy and paste, and you can put that in the header of your website, or you can also put that in Unbounce. So what I did is I set up a little, I actually filled out the campaign launch game plan here. So this worksheet has all my angles, everything that I need to launch a campaign. So I'm going to just be pulling information from this worksheet. So this makes it easy to keep everything organized and keep all your thoughts in one place. So the ad set name, I like to name the ad set something that resembles the targeting within the ad set. So I'm going to go back and finish this after I do the targeting. Okay, so I don't have a custom audience or a lookalike audience. So I'm going to be using mostly interest targeting for this. And the campaign that we're setting up is in the nursing vertical. This is just an example. Just, this isn't real. I'm not going to actually run these ads, but we're going to be targeting some interests. So the interests that I want to target, let's see if I can pull these up. I want to target people that are interested in nursing, but then exclude people that have various different types of degree. So I'm just going to put the targeting in here, nursing, and then what we can do is we can click on exclude, and maybe we exclude people with a bachelor degree. Exclude people with a doctorate degree. And maybe associate degree. Okay, so the idea behind this is that this is going to help me reach people that are interested in becoming a nurse but don't already have a degree. So this would just be one interest to test. I always recommend testing lots of different interests. Maybe this one works, maybe it doesn't work. It's just something to start with. Okay. I'm not going to target any age or any gender at first. I just want I want the data to come in and see what's working better. Okay. I'm also not going to edit any placements. I just want this to run automatic. And for daily budget, I might set this at $50 a day. Great. So now I know what my targeting is on the ad set. So I'm going to put the name of the ad set in now. So I'm going to say all gender, all ages, nursing, exclude degrees. Nursing interests, exclude degrees. Okay, so this kind of helps me know what's inside the ad set by calling out and I might actually put the date. So let's see. Okay, yeah, so what's the date today? Jan 12th. All right, so that's typically how I set up my ad set names, just to keep things nice and organized. The ad set name should just generally reflect what's inside the ad set to help you identify it. Okay, now I'm not going to do any other changes right now to the ad set other than those interests. So let's go ahead and continue. All right, so let's see. The ad name, I'm just going to call this ad 1. I've got a fan page selected here. Now it's time to actually create the ad. So the ad that we're going to create is going to be an image ad. So I'm going to go ahead and upload the image from my worksheet. So let's see. This is the image that we made in Canva. So this is the one that I'm going to be using for the purpose of this setup. Okay, great. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in my headline, my website URL, and the call to action. Okay, so remember how I said that the 1500 by 1500 image kind of makes a bigger ad. So this is actually what it looks like in somebody's news feed. Very large image, very big ad. Takes up lots of real estate. It can actually convert very, very well, that image size. So let's go back to our worksheet here and let's pull the rest of the stuff that we need for the ad. So I've got my angles brainstormed. I've got my funnel link here. Okay, so I've got my funnel link here. Now I'm just going to glance over at the angle section here. And I'm going to come up with a headline based on the angle ideas that I put down on the worksheet. Okay, great. So this is maybe not the strongest headline I could have come up with, but it's a place to start. And generally when I'm just getting the initial launch set up, I don't overthink things too much, because I know that whatever I come up with at first probably isn't going to be the winner. And usually after 5 or 10 different headline tests, I'll find the winner. So I don't worry too much about my ad copy, my headline, my image, just for the initial launch, because I'll be testing so many iterations of everything to actually find the winner. So let's come up with a headline here. Let's see. Just going to put something straightforward. Nursing classes enrolling this month. It looks like it auto-populated some language from the landing page, so I'm just going to leave that there. And learn more seems like an appropriate call to action button, so I'm going to leave that. Also, another thing that you can play around with on your ads is doing no call to action button. Sometimes that can convert well. But for now, I'm just going to put the learn more button there. All right, now as far as anything else, I don't need to do anything else here. This is ready to go, and I could go ahead and confirm this, and this would actually go live. Okay, so now I'm not actually going to launch this as a real campaign, because this is just an example of a setup. But to summarize what we talked about, the first step is you set up the campaign with a conversion objective. The second step is you pick your conversion objective. So whether you want to optimize for the lead pixel or the purchase pixel, depending on what pixels you have placed and what you want to target. The next step then is to choose your targeting. So I recommend doing some brainstorming in advance as far as who you want to reach and what some potential interests could be, and put that all on your worksheet. The next thing you need to do is you need to come up with your creative. And you, of course, also need to have a fan page built. So before you set up your campaign, make sure that you actually make a fan page in the vertical that you want to run in. And the fan page, there's really nothing that special about it. Typically, I don't put too much work into the fan pages, just basic profile picture, cover photo, and you don't have to do too much with the fan page. So it's very basic. Sometimes I'll do a post on there maybe once or twice a week. Sometimes I just forget about them. A lot of people talk about getting better results on their ads by posting more on their fan page. This is not something that I do. I typically make a fan page and sort of forget about it. But some other people in the Facebook ad space talk about, oh, it's always a good idea to keep your fan page very active. So it's something that you can try if you'd like, but I find I get fine results just making the fan page forget about it. Okay, so after you've got the fan page, you need to come up with a headline. You need to get your image or video in place and go ahead and launch it. So for the initial campaign launch, I generally don't launch a whole ton of different ads and images right away. The reason why is because I'm looking to see if just my initial ad gets approved. So sometimes maybe there's an issue with the image I'm using. Maybe there's too much text. Maybe the ad copy gets disapproved, or maybe there's a problem with my landing page that I need to change. These things do happen. So if an ad gets disapproved, I don't want to have put in all the work of making 9 or 10 variations of it that all then get disapproved. So what I'm looking for is for the initial ad to get disapproved. I want to make sure, I want to make sure the initial ad gets approved. I want to make sure that everything's fine with it. And then I'll go on and I'll start launching a bunch of tests after everything gets approved. Okay. So I hope this was just sort of a helpful walkthrough of, how to actually set up the campaign, where to put the interests in, so on and so forth. And just a reminder, none of this works without you placing your pixel. So if you go up into the left-hand corner here, go to the pixel setting. From there, you can grab the pixel for your ad account, and you want to place that in the header of your website. Okay. Anyways, hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.